motorsports community in the US and around the world thrives on the adrenaline rush of high-speed racing. But for all the excitement involved, danger lurks around every turn.
A race car driver is traveling several hundred times around a track at speeds in excess of 200 miles an hour. You can be rest assured that there's going to be an incident where a driver will lose control on the track and strike the outer containment wall.
When the car goes out of line and runs into a concrete barrier, these impacts could just totally destroy the car and also cause severe injury. It's just a catastrophe for everybody involved.
While the high risk of racing is undeniable, the question is how to make it safer for drivers. Enter the Midwest Roadside Safety Facility at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, a global leader in the development of roadside safety structures.
Our primary mission is to make highways and racetracks safer. And the way we do that is we design and develop safety features that are mounted either at racetracks or along the highways across the nation.
In the late 1990s, Nebraska researchers were working with the Indy Racing League and Indianapolis Motor Speedway on improving racetrack safety. NASCAR became a full partner in the effort when tragedy struck.
There was a serious string of fatal crashes in the motorsports community. We lost Dale Earnhardt, Kenny Irwin, Adam Penny, and Tony Roper. And all of those fatal crashes involved the errant stock car vehicle striking the rigid outer concrete containment wall.
And those are just devastating crashes because of the speed and the angle they could obtain when they hit the barrier in the turn.
Researchers at the Nebraska facility were asked to create a safety device that would cushion drivers against serious or fatal injuries on the racetrack.
Well, in the early brainstorming sessions, we realized we were going to need some kind of energy absorbing material to be placed behind some kind of impact panel.
Key things are, one, it has to be restorable so that during a race, somebody hits it, it goes back to its original position. Another key thing was it had to reduce the forces felt by the driver. We were thinking 50% reduction in loads into the vehicle, which would drastically reduce injuries to any drivers.
Crash wall prototypes were designed, scrapped, and redesigned. Finally, after extensive testing with real cars and real materials, the research team at Nebraska found the simple design that worked: the safer barrier.
As I tell my students, all good designs are simple. If it's complicated and it's a high-speed impact, it's not going to work. The safer barrier incorporates 8 by 8 inch steel tubes stacked on top of each other to produce a very stiff impact surface for the vehicle to strike. These blocks absorb the energy of the impact and basically limit the forces delivered to the driver. So when the vehicle strikes the barrier surface, it will deflect backwards toward the concrete, but it remain basically parallel to the track.
In 2002, the first safer barrier wall was installed at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. By 2004, the Indy Racing League and NASCAR had installed the safer barrier wall at more than 30 tracks in the United States and around the world.
The greatest feedback we can get is when we see in a news article or hear on TV in a post-race interview that the driver was happy the wall was in place, and that if it wasn't there, he was concerned of what the outcome would have been. Knowing that the safer barrier has been protecting the drivers, and it's really what our mission and love for this work is to bring safety to the highway and motorsports community.
Professional race car drivers are only a fraction of motorists protected by the technology created at Nebraska. Researchers there have created guardrail systems, cable barriers, and bridge railing systems that border highways far beyond the Cornhusker State.
And our highway safety products, we believe, save on the order of 1,000 lives per year in highway crashes. because they've been implemented in every state nationwide. It's impossible to travel more than a mile or two on any major highway in this country without encountering one of our devices. Our goal is to reduce ran-off road fatalities. Ultimately, we'd like to eliminate them all. We'll never quite get there, but that is where we're headed.